was. I just wasn't able to get on stage. I was I was there now.
Strawberry Fields, Mandy's.
Mandy's. What's that one? Blackberries. Oh my God.
Listen, any of the spots on Conan.
Oh yeah. Remember Jimmy's? Who had Jimmy? A lot of people had Jimmy.
Oh, everybody had Jimmy's.
C-Note Lounge.
Martez, Jackson. I ain't never really had no. Is we on?
We on. I'm just letting you talk.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, since y'all got going back down memory lane.
Last week you had my face covered up with this microphone. And my people was like, why Lavish got your face covered up with the microphone?
Because she had something in her face. She wanted that microphone right there.
Listen, let me tell you something.
No, don't tell me anything, Coco.
No, listen.
It sounded uncomfortable.
Yeah, it did. But that's what she liked.
No, you don't know what I like. I never voiced to you what I like.
I'm just saying.
You don't know what I
You
like.
ain't never said nothing different.
Listen. The truth stand on its own. If you can't bring nobody to me that I know that I done did something with, then you just talking. You just bumping your gums.
Is that right?
Anyway, welcome to the Lavish and Coco podcast. We welcome you. It is amazing. It's 12 noon. We are your lunchtime luxury. And today, Lavish is going to pick somebody and we're going to either Zelle you or Cash App you some money to buy you lunch today.
Where we get the money from?
Don't you...
Okay. Because she volunteered.
It is tax season.
She just said,
this what I said. I said, listen to me, Lavish.
Okay,
you out talking me.
Okay.
I said, Lavish is going to pick someone and we are going to Cash App you or Zelle you lunch money. That's what I said. You didn't threw the partner under the bus. If I just stuck somebody up down the street, don't throw me under the bus.
We ain't going to throw you under the bus. No, yeah, because we going to get it out of him.
Okay, listen, don't worry about it.
We getting it out.
Somebody could have gave it to me to give away for lunch. So anyway, listen to the Lavish and Coco podcast. We want you to like us, share us, follow us, and all them amazing things. We have my man Jay Bell in the studio with us, hanging out because
Jay Bell.
Ain't loud.
He just black.
Tell the people,
Hey, what up, though? How y'all doing? All right?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, there you go. Jay Bell.
So Jay Bell is here because Mailman did the first kickoff for the State of Black Comedy Part 1. And this is the State of Black Comedy Part 2 because as we watch comedians, and we watch their specials and we watch the stuff that they do and all of that stuff, comedy has become somewhat of a talent dumping ground.
What's that?
It's the place where people, okay, here's the thing. Everybody know they can't sing. And people are like, oh, I can't sing. Everybody know they can't dance. They can't do ballet, tap, and jazz. But everybody who has ever did a knock-knock joke or made a coworker at a cubicle lab are now calling themselves comedians.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it disturbs me because fine if you want to be a comedian, but learn your craft. Learn what you're doing. Learn if you don't know how to cook, you're not a chef. Just because if I could go stand in the garage, that don't make me a car. That's funny. I know.
That's funny.
I know. So just because you walk on stage and you grab a microphone, it does not make you a comedian. And it is so disturbing. And then there's people that have been comedians for a while and they don't want to push the wheel and rotate the wheel and change the game. They still want to pay you like it's 1997 and they want to bring you a folded up $20 bill and tell you go get 2 drinks from the bar.
Oh, they do that now?
Listen.
They stopped that for a while. They stopped that. And no drinks.
And it's sad and it's disturbing. Last Thursday, my man Jelly and the guys with Bozo Entertainment and Elbow and all them cats.
At the Palace.
Yeah, they did. We did a comedy show at the Palace, and I hosted a comedy competition. And let me just say this: as a female comic, in April next month, I have
say it
32 years in the game.
Ooh-wee. You got Chrysler years.
Yeah.
You got Ford Motor Company. You got Ford.
I need to be getting, what's that check they get when
that
you work
pension,
at the plant?
That pension check.
The check
the
you
profit
get,
share?
I need a profit sharing for this.
Yeah.
So I have worked with everybody. You name it, I have worked with them. I'm talking about comedians, musicians, singers, everybody. I I have been very blessed in my career. I have worked and listened and sat at the feet of some of the greats. And I'm talking about Paul Mooney, Dick Gregory. I'm talking about people like that are changing and have changed the narrative of what comedy looks like. And as I watched the competition, I kept saying, listen, I am just a host. I'm not just a host. I'm hosting, and I am not one of the judges. What I saw a lot of, J. Bell, and you know this because you've been in the game, what, 20 years?
18.
That's 20.
May 4th, 2004.
Okay, so that's 20 years.
Yeah.
That's 20 years. And what I saw a lot of with the female comics was the whole
slut shit.
Yeah, the look at my titties, look at my ass. I
Yeah.
suck this, I suck that.
Yeah.
And listen.
They the comics?
Yeah, but here's, and that's all they talked about on stage. And after, if it's 15 contestants, and after you hit a third woman come up and say the same thing, the audience was kind. They didn't boo, but it's like, if you're not talking about a new creative way to do something that has been around since the beginning of time, then it becomes monotonous.
You know what's funny? Like white men and black women always have the same joke. It's always about dicks.
It's
always about dicks.
I'm finna go. See y'all later.
It is. I'm serious. White guys always have dick jokes.
See you later.
And black women always talk about something about a dick. But if you go back, I'm serious.
I'm finna go.
If you go back to like way back, like I ain't saying way back, but like Whoopi wasn't doing that.
No.
Like Ellen damn sure enough wasn't doing it. I mean, we know why now, but
Moms maybe didn't do it.
No, at all.
I mean, I feel like if they're on the stage and they're saying those type of jokes, and I believe in reality, I would probably need them to prove it to me.
No, you can't prove it to an
audience.
audience.
To get freaky.
You can't prove it to an audience of 300 people.
I go to the back.
They got competitions.
Take me to the back and show me what you're saying on stage is accurate. That's all.
We're talking about respecting the craft and learning what the hell you do before you go on stage and start talking about, because I do this and that. And I'm sitting there looking and I'm like, and I'm going to say this, no stage presence, don't know how to command the stage, because when you go on stage, that stage is your house.
Absolutely.
That's your home.
And you should be comfortable in your home.
And you got to own that space. You have to own that space. That space is your space, and you have to own that space. So I see stuff, and which leads me to this comedy workshop that I'll be doing in a couple months. And I want the white men and the black women to come. Because
target audience.
JBL, I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I know you see it. People
I host
an
open mic with my wife, so I see it every week. You know what I'm saying? And there's some good comedians. It's some good up and coming, and it's a lot of people who are comedic, and it's a difference.
Come on, Pastor.
It's a difference between being comical.
Come on, Pastor Bill.
And being comedic in conversation, and then being a comedian. I've worked my time and got my stripes and everything, and I'm still working. But what happens is we have this. A lot of what we're seeing is twofold. One fold is post Def Jam. So Def Jam was the newest thing and hottest thing since sliced bread in comedy. To see all these black people who definitely had jokes.
Yeah, Def Jam and Comic View.
Yeah, absolutely. Had jokes, but it was the edginess that came with some of the comedians, not all of them. Yeah. Because some of them still wanted to work network. So they were safe. They were just really funny. Yeah. So what happens is when you get somebody up there, the motherfucking pussy bust open and goddamn, and I'm sucking your dick, and then all that shit comes out. Now it's like, now that's the new trend. It's like breaking the timeline. Like you go back in time, you like Marty McFly, you break the timeline. Now it's a whole different future now. So now it's the different future. That's one scheme of it. The other scheme of it is that it is normal for somebody to make a group of people laugh and think, wow, I can do this. Man. Because Instagram and all that stuff has made it really easy. Now, there's a new stream. I don't think they should call it comedy or stand-up.
What should they call it?
It's under the umbrella of comedy, but like what we do, we're stand-up comedians.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's under the umbrella of comedy, but it's more like sketch comedy. So it's the nuance of sketch comedy meets virtual reality meets social media. And whatever word y'all want to come up with that, I think that's what it should be. Because, you know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people that's from that genre that's doing stand-up now. Some of them are successful, some of them aren't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't count nobody pockets, so I can't cause nobody or claim nobody fame. You know what I'm saying? I can't knock their fame. But as a student of this, I look at the craft. I look at the jokes that you're doing. I look at what's funny.
Yes.
Like, you can't fake being funny. And I said this on Comedy Central. You can't fake funny.
You cannot.
You can steal, but you can't fake funny.
You can fake an orgasm.
Hello and thank you.
You can.
I've done it several times.
Men fake them and women fake them. That's
we
another
just
show.
About that.
Yeah. You can fake it, but that genuine comedy, the essence, the setup, the punch, the delivery, the callback, just knowing what you're doing on stage. It's like watching an athlete for me.
Oh my God.
So when I watch you on stage, and I watch Mel, and I watch other comics on stage, and I watch comedians when they come to do the big shows at the big venues, or I'm on the road, I'm studying and listening to the content. So if you do and you've done it, you may do a joke in the beginning of your set, and then something happens 20 minutes into your set, and you call it back, and I'm like, yeah. That
takes a long time to learn how to do that. That seems simple once you get it, but because you're so caught up in the moment on that stage that you forget, like, oh man, you have to be thinking while you're on stage.
Yeah.
Like, you constantly have to think. So when I first learned how to do a call, I think it was like I did it by mistake or something, and it was like, whoa, that got a bigger laugh than. Oh man, I got to do that again. And then the next time I did it just bombed. It was like, oh no, you did it too much. I was like, oh, you got to know when to do it and when not to, man. It's like, man, I know everybody get to talking about like athletes and singers and musicians, and they're all talk about their fraternity. And the fraternity that I'm in is the best, like, in the world.
Yeah.
In the world. Like, we literally but we're given the opportunity to make people laugh.
But why do we do it though? Because the other part to that is, and we are a fraternity, and we are an organization, and you could go anywhere in the world and have a relationship and a camaraderie with comedians. Yeah. And then the other side is you stuck in a snowstorm in Omaha, Nebraska,
Buffalo,
and you can't get home, and you can't even get food. It's like the people in the hotel feeding you because all the other stuff, and that's when you know
coffee.
Yes,
coffee,
boiling hot dogs in the Mr. Coffee pot.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the fraternity part, the relationship, is the thing that drives you and say, I'm gonna do this again. And I think that's why we get so angry when I see it disrespected. And then you always know a new comic because this is what they say. Coco, how long you been doing it? I'll be like, baby, don't even listen.
You don't know?
I've been doing it for 6 months, and I'll be like, that don't count. Listen, 6 months, you have not even mastered the talking to the audience, talking with the audience, and talking at the audience.
Just essence. Just how long you been doing Lavish?
But you know me, I've been doing it for quite some time. Pretty much most of my life I've been doing it. But I really took stage. You see how you know?
See that bullshit? See how that bullshit came out there?
Yeah.
I've been doing it most of my life.
Yeah, I've been doing it most of my life. You know, I really don't talk about something.
Making your drunk uncle laugh don't count. I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I've been doing it, quite some time.
You been getting on the stage for real?
Yeah, I've been getting on there.
Oh, for real? I was just joking. Are you serious?
I've been on there.
Oh, wow.
I'm just exclusive like that.
Ask him how many times.
How many times you been on stage?
I mean, give or take 2.
2 times?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One, but
that's cute.
1.5.
That's cute. That's cute.
But
that's good though.
Listen, in all seriousness, I think because he got a lot of stuff on his plate now.
He do.
But I think because he listens, sometimes he hear, and I be cussing him out, and then sometimes he'll listen. I think if he listened, and because he does listen, he would have a chance or opportunity to kind of do some things in his comedy career, in his comedy world. And he respects the fact that there's so many things that he got to learn. That's the other part that's disrespectful. They don't want to learn what they got to do
because our way is old. It's old, and you know, no, for real.
No, I won't say that. I want to speak from like an outsider, from an outsider's view.
Okay.
Just in any other craft, the person that's really in the craft, they take that craft so serious, and they're passionate about it, such as towing. And when you have someone that just jumps out here, and they feel like, hey, I can do this, I can do that, I feel. You're watering down my craft. You're hurting my craft because
you lost me at towing. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
like, no. I'm
you
not.
Thought
no,
it was
listen.
something sexual.
No, listen. I'm gonna be super honest with you. When you was doing the comedy thing, and towing is definitely a skill. You just can't go get a car and pick it up. Right. You know what I'm saying? But the way you brought towing in, it was like, like towing.
Yeah, because that's
now let me when my father was a tower.
It makes a
and
big
my
difference.
father's father was no.
It makes
but let's be clear. It is.
Skill.
You just can't hoist that motherfucker.
You can't just do it.
Yeah.
And when you passionate about it, and you see somebody else just thinking that they can jump into it, I relate it to the same as being a comic.
That's very honorable.
You're doing a job. You're doing a craft. You're doing something that you got a lot of passion with. So if you see me coming along, oh man, what you doing ain't that? I know what I'm doing. And you see me making your craft look bad, you feel some type of way. Yeah. And then when you do have someone that really wants to learn the craft and they listen, you feel more obligated to actually share and give more time. Yeah. You know, so I get what you're saying about people that want to come in and you feel like they're screwing up your craft because you work so hard.
Because they don't want to mentor. Like, listen, you can ask, let me see here, you can ask Coco. You can ask Howie Bell. You can ask Mike Bonner. Rest in peace, Kool-Aid. Like, I would annoy you. And I felt like I was annoying.
You wasn't.
Yeah, but I felt like also, and it was never how long you been doing it. What do I need to do to get better? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, Howie told me, I said, what advice would you give to a young comedian starting off? Howie Bell was like, quit. Quit. Don't do it.
Get a job at T-Mobile.
No, he's serious. Like, don't do it. Unless you're ready to lose everything you have in your life.
Yeah.
And people don't understand. In any trade, you put so much in, you risk so much, and you could lose so much because you're so dedicated and so passionate about whatever craft that you're in.
And you do. Listen, I know comedians that lost their wives and they were married. I know female comics that their marriage, same thing. They lost their spouse.
Yeah.
I remember one time, and this is real life, I was out of town and I had a miscarriage a couple days before I went on the road. And went on the road and did the show and was sick as a dog.
That just...
But it was my commitment and my dedication. I remember falling, and it's so funny. I remember falling onto the stage. I was in Chicago, a whole nother gig, and fell going on the stage, tore a hole in my leg, and my leg was bleeding down my stockings and on my beautiful suede shoes that I had on and all of that.
And ain't none of that come out.
Came off stage, they wrapped me up. The host, Diane Corder, loved my sister, did her thing, and I went on stage and got a standing ovation.
Come on now.
And the promoter was like, listen, sis, I'm still gonna give you money. You ain't got it. I mean, you know, everybody saw you fall. And everybody was like, when I fell. I went on stage. I said, listen, y'all, I'm still gonna do this. So your dedication, relationships, I've had many relationships start off and they figure out what I gotta do. It didn't work.
No, it ain't.
And for women, I mean, the crazy part, because if you dating somebody and they're on the road with you and the promoter hand you your money and the person you dating, you think this guy, you my man. Lavish, you my man. I trust you. Yeah. And I take the envelope and turn to you and say, count this. It's supposed to be $2,000. And you count it, but you count it funky. I did a show. Did a show. It's been some years. And the promoter gave me the money. Promoter was standing there. I turned to the guy that I was dating. And up until this point, we was cool. It was beautiful. I love you. Let me eat some of your egg roll.
No, you eat the last bite.
I'll wash your drawers on my hand. I don't care. All that.
That's love.
I handed him the envelope. said, count the money. It's supposed to be $2,000 in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was counting the money, and he said, okay, it's $2,000 in there. When the promoter walked away, he said, you didn't do shit.
Who no? What, to get that?
He told me I didn't do nothing.
Oh, wow.
He said, you mean to tell me all you had to do was go on stage and talk for 20, 25 minutes?
I hate that, man.
And when, so here the thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He said, you know how much overtime I got to do to get this? So, and then he was like, so, and I had been in radio for a few years. He said, so you get this and radio and da-da-da-da. I said, bruh.
Yeah.
When I got back home, man, you know them red, white, and blue dollar store bags with the zipper on
Here
them?
You go.
Yeah, that's them laundry bags.
That's the nigga get the hell on bag.
There you go.
I zipped them bags. I put his stuff in them bags. I said, listen, because on the way home, because we was out of town, about a 3-hour, 4-hour road trip. When we got back, all the way home, I didn't say nothing. He said, what's wrong with you? Nothing. When we got home, I said, listen. I said,
this ain't gonna work.
I said, this ain't happening. He said, what? I said, do you realize what you said to me?
Yeah.
And this was late 90s.
Shit it on the crowd.
I said, do you realize what you said to me? I said, I'm looking at you like you my man, you the man, you my protector. And I tell you to count the money. And when the promoter walked away, like, this is all you had to do. I mean, anybody could do what you did. So you totally diminished everything.
Wow.
So if this 2,000 upsets you, when it's 15 or 20,000,
you gonna be livid.
Man, listen.
And instead of thinking of the life we could have.
I dropped that nigga like a hot cigarette.
Like
a hot cigarette.
Like a hot old cigarette. So
make sure you kill that motherfucker. I'm gonna smoke him like a pack of cools.
Ooh, like an old pack of Newport. So Lavish, let me ask you. So when you see and you think of comedy and getting to know comedians on a personal and an intimate basis now, has it changed how you see comedy? Like how you saw it last year and then how you see it this year, establishing relationship with comedians? And I know you work out at the gym with certain comedians and all that, but getting to know them on a different level, when you have a conversation with people, does it change your conversation you had with people?
Oh, well, first, knowing comedians and knowing what they do without seeing their performance and the work that they put into it, I never really focused in on their job.
Okay.
It's just been a relationship of whatever our relationship has been. Being around comedians now and just learning and seeing what they go through, how they process stuff, the work that's really involved with doing stand-up, me going out there trying to do it, just, getting some experience and some feel, it's homework.
How'd you do your first time on stage? I gotta ask.
You know what? I'm gonna say, because my first time wasn't really to be funny. It was really to really just be comfortable with the stage, just stage presence. Talking to the crowd, which will help me when I'm doing podcasts, public speaking and all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't prepared. It wasn't like I wrote jokes. It was off the top of my head because I don't know how to write jokes. Mm-hmm. It was interesting and it was fun because it's not my trade.
Right.
It was something for me to do. But I do admire the people that go up on stage that's doing stand-up because they're not going to make everybody laugh.
Right.
And to be able to go up there with the intent to make people laugh and not knowing the outcome from the crowd, I mean,
that was the most nerve-wracking
that take a
thing
lot of
when
courage
I
right
first
there.
Comedy. I was like, man, I got to make these people. Truth moment right here. Transparent backstory is because this woman sitting to my right. I don't know if y'all can believe me. Y'all laugh probably. I don't know. My first show, Coco showed up at. Right, my first time ever doing
at the Apple.
At the Apple. May 4th, 2004. Probably.
Wow, the Red Apple Gallery.
Red Apple Gallery, 227.
Shout out Sister
Katrina Red. So my homeboy had a record release party and everything, and he let me get up on stage. I hosted it. I did 2-3 jokes. I'm bringing up a bunch of rappers, so I'm like, let's just keep this show going.
Don't do that.
No, for real. So I they thought I was gonna do time in between each act. I was like, and coming to the stage next. So I pushed the show along so fast that we had enough time left. So my cousin that put the show together, he was like, yo, why don't you get up there and do some jokes? And I was like, nigga, don't work like that. And he was like, what you need? Now I'm gonna tell you what I asked for, but this is first show. Shit. I said I need a double shot of Hennessy, right? Give me a triple. I guzzle that.
Would you tell people that don't help?
That don't help at all. It don't do shit. It just
I was
burns.
thinking that it do.
It does nothing. Now later on, it'll kick in, and but no, in the beginning, nothing. There's nothing that you could take. So I get that triple shot. I down it, and I'm young. I'm 20 something years old. So I get up on stage. I stand up on stage for like 8 seconds, which is eternity.
Yeah,
eternity on that stage. And then it just stuff started clicking. Like I started talking about life and what I was going through and all this stuff I had been pent up for so many years. Of hello. All this stuff I had pent up for years, it started to come out. Now it was this old dude that had like an old shirt on, like a sweater with like anchors and chains and boat stuff on it.
Oh, yes, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
And he was like, I was on fire.
He was
tonight.
an incense man too.
Something like that. Yeah. He was like, now that's what I'm talking about. I said, what did I say? I said, yeah, thank you, old sir, with that Bill Cosby rummage sale sweater you got on. Like I was on fire. Coco walks in, because you had just coming from an event or something, and you wanted to see what was going on at the Red Apple Gala. Because
Trina had told me, come down, we doing the show, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I'm going to come down. And I lived in that building at the time. I didn't even go upstairs.
Yeah. Coco walks on the door. I'm on stage. It's that damn near in the show. I'm floored. I'm in awe. I'm like, this is Coco. So I'm in a good set. I end the set. Now, mind you, I was on stage about 1 hour and 45 minutes. For real. Coco walks up to me and she said, you gave me some beautiful advice. She said, I was like, how you
Did
like
I just walk up to you?
No, I walked up to you. I walked up to you because you was
okay.
outside. That's when you was with Sophia.
Okay.
And I said, hey, Coco, how'd you like sex? She's like, well, why'd you hold the mic like that? And I was like, what do you mean?
Why
she was
you
like,
making my voice like that?
No, because he was serious. She's like, why were you holding the mic like cuffed around the head of the mic? And I was like, she's like, well, we're not rappers, we're comedians. we hold the bottom of the mic and keep the top of the mic at the tip of our chin so they can see our face and see our facial expression. And ever since that day, May 4th, 2004, at about 11:48 p.m., she's been giving me some of the greatest advice I've ever received. Like, for real. So I appreciate it. Always, wow. You know what I'm saying? Always. But that was the difference. Like at that point, everybody was like, oh, yeah, you a comedian. And in my mind, I said, no, the fuck I'm not. Downtown Tony Brown, rest his soul, would say to young comedians that said they were comedians, oh, you a comedian, huh? Well, you ain't a comedian until you grab 1,000 mics. What?
Yeah.
1,000 mics?
That's a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows. But see, what's the flip side now is that instead of people grabbing 1,000 mics, they just got 1,000 views and they think they got it. I got 1,000 views on that video. I'm doing something I ain't never did before. I'm great at it on the first try. No, it's trial and error. Like I had bombed one time, like probably about 5 years into my career. I mean, but I was continuously bombing. Bombing in comedy sense means that you did terrible on stage. For those that didn't, I don't want any flat back.
You don't want to get you. Go ahead, because I'm gonna tell you about my bombing experience.
You rather get booed than like I don't consider being booed bombing. Let's be clear. Like bombing for me is like utter and complete silence. And they just look at you like no joke.
We call that the library.
Right. Foolish told me one time, he was like, somebody was on stage bombing, and all you heard was, that nigga was like, oh, they hit him with the cough. I was like, the cough? What is that? What is that? What's the cough? But I was bombing on stage, and Howie was like, it's okay, brother. It's okay. He was like, I bombed last week. It's okay. It happens though, so you know that. Look, Chappelle just went through it here. Yeah. Like when he came back and shot, he bombed.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter what led you to that. It just happens. Like sometimes it's not your night, but I'm gonna tell you the best thing after when you get like used to it or comfortable with it, you'll never get used to it. When you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you will go for that next mic with a vengeance of thrashing that mic.
Listen.
What?
And I'm literally, it's like a fight on the playground. You like,
yeah.
And
I ain't losing the next.
You like, I'm gonna get these. Yeah. Listen, Django, I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get these niggas this time. Yeah. But my competition, and you could tell a comedian that's really been in the game, my competition is never with another comedian.
Absolutely.
It's with their audience.
Yeah.
So if me and you working together and you on stage and I'm looking at the audience like, yep, Jay got him. And I'm hollering in the background, get their ass, Jay Bam. And I got to go up behind you. When you make it hard or I got to think, I love that.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And that's very rare.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh.
That's very rare. A few of y'all, and I say y'all because, you know, y'all the veterans in the game, y'all been paid not to perform.
What do you mean paid not to?
As recently as 3 years ago as a comedian. I'm not going to go on into the details, but they'll do a show that's so fire that the headlining comedian, maybe a national touring comedian, cannot follow that act. And they'll politely pull you in the back after a show that you done rip. And that headliner is, you know, done subpar. They was like, it was good seeing her, it was good seeing him. But that woman, that Coco, you know, like they'll take you to the back. They'll pay you the rest of the tour money that you were booked for the tour, and they'll say, hey, man, listen, appreciate you. This just isn't working out. Or they'll be like, hey, man, listen, we got somebody else coming in on the tour, but we're going to take care of you.
Or they switch your position.
Or they switch your position.
Yeah, they switch your position.
They'll make you the host.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that headlining act, it's something about making it that people kind of don't have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but they don't have that stick like they used to. And the people that's hungry is coming for that spot, and they don't present that same pile.
Yeah.
And them hungry people coming into the game is like, yo, and even if they like been in the game for a minute,
right?
They're just funnier. And that happens.
And it don't have nothing to do with the other comedian. I've been on the road and I'd have been everywhere with everybody. And I've been on the road and I'm standing in the cut chilling, and the headliner like, get them off stage. Get them the fuck off the stage. And I'm like, they killing.
They killing.
But that's why they want them off the stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it'll be a situation where they say, okay, we're not gonna do an intermission. We pushing the time. We're not gonna do an intermission. And the headline is the back like, bring the intermission back and get them off stage. So this person's supposed to do 20 minutes. And 12 minutes in, they clicking them. They giving them the light because they killing the audience.
Ripping with 8 minutes left.
That's like that's hating though.
But they know that they cannot follow them.
Now is that, and I don't know. I'm just asking.
I mean,
what is that good or bad for the paying customers?
So the customer don't know what's going on
at all.
The customer never knows what's going on
at all.
The customer don't know how much time you're supposed to do. All the customer know is that person was funny. So they get a person that then did 12 minutes to light, and the person come off stage like, you know, going to the tour manager.
Damn, that 20 minutes went by fast.
What's going on? What's going on? Da-da-da. Tour manager pull them in the office, and they like, well, yeah, you know, you was doing such and such, and then Booker couldn't, you know, they was having a hard time, and they wanted to add an intermission or whatever. They want to add an intermission because when the audience go out for 10 minutes, 12 minutes, they kind of forget about the set that they saw. And the person was like, well, you cut my time? Yeah, but we gonna give you a few $1,000 extra or whatever. And then our next date, we gonna put you in so-and-so and shift them around because the person that's getting $45,000, $50,000, $60,000 can't follow the person that's getting $10,000 or $12,000.
Yeah, that got done to me before.
Man, listen.
You know, when they do the intermission, like Coco was saying, they doing that to calm the crowd down. But my goofy ass went out there and hyped the crowd up again. Like you just go out where they getting the popcorn and drinks. Hey, what's up now, nigga? Oh, nigga, you was crazy. Yeah, man. All right, y'all going back to the show now. Enjoy that shit. I mean, and it's you can't never be intimidated by that. You can't never stop being you.
You can't.
You got to continue to do that.
And it's so many things that go on that when people come to see comedy, they come. Well, now people so interactive in comedy. Can we just talk about the hecklers that holler out stuff? I was watching this cat, and I can't remember his name, and he was performing, and it was a woman in the audience that hollered out, don't talk about nothing Jewish.
Shut up, bitch. No,
listen, and he said, what? She was like, you better not talk about the Holocaust. And I'm like,
what?
Wait a minute. He said, what? I mean, he was totally thrown.
Wow.
But this woman in her mind
no, he was. That's what.
She felt like it was okay for her to do that.
Yeah.
Like, we both know that it's comedians that folks that ran up on stage in the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris Rock.
Listen,
shout out to Chris Rock. I just saw the special. The special was dope.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I fucks with it.
Let's talk about it.
The genius in how he did it. Here's why he's a great comedian, right? Everybody knows that this is the first time he's been on stage since the infamous slap.
Yeah.
Right? And off rip, you thinking like, oh, he about to go crazy. And he didn't. He was professional. He was a comedian. He did his set. He had new topics. He actually expressed what he was feeling about some things. It was Chris Rock. It was, and let me tell you, selective. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. He was going.
Lobster hand, Chris Rock.
Just there, like that Chris Rock. He was that. And you could tell he was nervous. This is the first time him doing something live. He's never done that before. And Chris Rock is what y'all have to understand.
So he never did nothing.
He's never did not besides like the Oscars or something like that. But I'm talking about like as far as comedy, never.
I never knew that. I don't keep up with it.
You could take Chris Rock's different specials and line them up, and from his body movement to the tone of his voice will match all down the row. You can morph them together. One time he got paid $1 million to do a show over in London. And that was a set that he did in New York. And you can morph those two. He's a stickler for it. Like, that's what he came up in a comedy club. He came up in a store in New York. He's a New York comedian. Yeah. So he studied the art of comedy, the craft, talking to Seinfeld, writing it every day, having 7 writers. And when I say 7 writers, I'm just talking about people that's pitching ideas that he can create off of.
And shout out to them, because they getting paid swell. Because you and I both know somebody that's working with him.
Yeah.
And they took a picture, and they were on Chris Rock's private plane.
Yeah, come on now.
And shout out to them, because it's money in that as
well. Money in that. Shout out to Yamanika Saunders, who's a writer for Michael Shea.
Yes.
And The Life After Beth with Amy Schumer on Hulu. And she was just telling me about it's a lot of good comedians that don't do comedy because the money in writing is so good.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? So that is definitely a thing. But Chris Rock did his thing. Yeah. And when he led up to the point, and he has some funny jokes, man. When he led up to the point about the whole situation on the Oscars, he led into, like, he put his shoulder in that, but he bust that door down. And he in essence did a psychoanalytical profile on Will in the joke. Like
he was CSI.
Like he was right.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you what it is. His wife had an entanglement, and they was calling him a bitch. He was a bitch. He said, you fucking bitch. Like, he was like, I was like, damn, that bitch never meant more than the joke right now.
Oh, yeah, it was hot.
But the way he did it was in a comedic form. Shout out to that. And then you'll see little bits and pieces of everybody like that, because in Hollywood it's real weird. Like, you can't ruffle feathers of the A-listers. Like, you can't, you dare not say nothing about Denzel. You dare not say anything about that man. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing to say because he's a good brother. Right. But that's just the type of level that he's at. Yeah. So Will Smith is in that A-list category, right? So even though with that slap, it's still like kind of like he's still around because his A-listers surrounded him. So what's beautiful about that is how the fraternity surrounded themselves around Chris, a la Dave Chappelle when he was attacked at the Hollywood Bowl, and Chris Rock was there in support, or Eddie Murphy at the recent Golden Globes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In his joke, keep Will Smith's wife's name out your fucking, like those are little shots as comedians that we like, yo, I got you, bro. And I'm on this platform right now. I'm not scared to be us.
Yeah. And that's the part that you have to really decide, okay, if I done dropped the clip in, I done loaded the clip, I done dropped the clip in, now I gotta shoot. And then once you shoot, it's like with the whole thing with Monique and D.L. Hughley.
Man,
she was
shout out to Josh Adams.
At the Fox, and how Josh handled that very professionally and all of those things. So even as the dust settled between Monique and D.L., they was like, but the guy that was hosting.
The guy that was hosting.
The guy that was hosting.
And that afforded him another 30 minutes because he was only supposed to get 5. They got 30.
Yes.
And he going. He going.
He took the opportunity.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You at the Fox.
He got to seize that moment.
You got 5,000 people.
4,333 seats. I know, because that's my opportunity. I'm manifesting that. I was like 4,333 seats is in the Fox, and he ripped all them boys in a time of chaos.
It was.
To the point where even they had to acknowledge his funniness. Monique had to acknowledge it. DL had to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
That's the essence. I remember Chris Rock said, I don't care if somebody comes into my show and gets shot. It is me as the comedian to bring the crowd back.
And so can we talk about that?
Yeah.
A couple situations, and then we're gonna get to the money aspect of this business. It's a club in Toronto, and it's called Yuck Yucks.
Okay.
And Yuck Yucks, they do what's called a Nubian night. It's on a Sunday night. And if you're
the
not,
nigga night.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
If you type in Nubian and porn, you'll get some amazing.
Yeah. And if you're not white, you consider Nubian. So you may get my first time going, and it was years ago. First time going.
Nubian sounds so British though. It's like Nubian nights.
Yes, it is. And everybody on the show, you got people from Jamaica, Trinidad, everybody that lives in Toronto was on the show. Yeah. So I'm sitting in the back of the club, and the club hold like 400 people.
Oh wow.
Standing room only.
Wow.
But you had, at this time when I first worked there, they didn't have Def Jam or Comic View.
Oh, so, they wasn't televised? Oh my God.
So they I mean, you Coco from Detroit.
Right.
We don't know none of that. So I'm getting ready to go on stage. And Tommy Davidson walks in.
Shit.
Okay. So Kenny, the guy that was hosting.
Is this pre-Living Color Tommy Davidson? Or is this Living Color Tommy Davidson?
This Living Color Tommy Davidson.
Shit.
Probably after that, because he was in Toronto filming the movie.
Okay, so yeah. Ooh.
So Tommy Davidson walks in, and I'm looking, and I'm headlining. So Kenny comes up to me, he said, "Hey, Coco, listen, Tommy Davidson walked in." I said, "I see him."
Right.
Because if you headlining, your energy is ebbing and flowing.
Yeah.
And the club in the back got steps that lead up to Young Street. I done ran up and down them steps like
so you done got
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
I done got a workout. So he said, "Hey, Tommy says he's only going to go on stage and do 10 minutes.
Bullshit.
He going to do a guest spot." Let me tell y'all something. Tommy Davidson went on stage and did 40 minutes.
Punched a hole in that motherfucker.
He destroyed that. I'm talking about people was running around, holding their sides, coughing, leaning on the wall. And I'm like, how am I going to follow this man? Yeah. Because I still got to do my 45.
Still got to do your 45 off rip, no matter what.
Off the
You
gully.
booked. Yeah.
I'm like, Lord, help me, Jesus. Father God, in the name of Jesus. Listen. So Kenny come on stage, Tommy Davidson come on stage, and he smiled. He give me the smile like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "No,
nigga, you know what you doing.
Listen, get it."
Yeah.
He introduces me, brings me on stage, and I go crazy.
Come on now.
I had an outer body experience.
Fight or flight.
Like, I didn't even take the mic out the stand until I had did about 10 minutes.
That's real.
And Tommy was in the back like, "Yeah." You know his voice.
Yeah.
I said, okay. I came off stage. They was like, "We finna go eat." I said, "Take me back to the hotel."
Yeah.
He said, they was like, "We going to hang out." I said, "I'm tired."
You done gave it all you got. Yeah.
Go back 6 months later, maybe a year later. Guess who walked in?
Tommy again.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh shit. Damn.
I'm in the back. And Kenny came up to me. I said, "Kenny, this is not happening." I said, "You called him." He said, "No. He in town working on a project."
Right.
I'm like, y'all kidding me? So Dave Chappelle come up to me, "Hey, listen, Coco, listen, yeah. So I'm only gonna do a few minutes. This is a great crowd.
Shit.
This is a great crowd. This is a great crowd, and I'm only gonna do 10 minutes." Dave Chappelle went on stage and told that motherfucker up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, it was carnage. It was like,
man,
I'm tripped. Once again, I get my cardio because I'm up and down these steps at the club. I go on stage and same thing. And I'm talking about, I'm going so hard, my booty crack was sweat.
Oh, shit.
And Kenny introduced me. He said, "You're not going to believe this. Last time this young lady here from the States, she went on stage and Tommy Davidson was here. But tonight, Dave Chappelle is here." I went on stage and Dave Chappelle was in the back. And you know how he nodded his head?
Mm-hmm.
He had his arms crossed.
Yeah.
And he was just nodding his head like, okay. I came on stage. They said, "We going." I said, "Take me back to the hotel."
I'm tired, man. Y'all just made me work.
But I had to have that
50 in the garden.
experience. I had to have it.
Yeah.
I had to have that experience.
Yeah.
So those experiences make you tough. And at that time, I know you to work yucks. You get paid $1,000 in Canadian money. But how much is it? When you go to turn it in,
you transfer it over $650, $700. If that. Yes. Depending on what the dollar's doing that day.
Yeah, and the dollar's this. When I took all, I said, wow, this. I said, let me go to currency exchange. Man, listen, we got ready to leave the round on, and I took the money to the thing, and the lady was counting U.S. money. And she stopped. I said, wait a minute. Yeah. She said, no, that's it. I'm like, damn.
And that's what's crazy. Like you can spend American money over there, but you can't spend Canadian money. Try to use a Canadian quarter. Right? They'll be ready to throw that goddamn quarter through that bulletproof glass. Like, we don't take this. Like, man, they take it over there.
No, it don't mean nothing.
Don't mean nothing. Man, that's crazy.
Let's talk about the money dynamics. And working with people that they're your people.
Yeah.
And you know how much to promote and engage them for the show, and they come up to you with $17.
Nah, it'd be like more like you getting paid $500. They done took $100 bill and put 4 ones on the inside of the bitch. True story. It's a fucked up way to learn, but you gotta learn it. You gotta learn it because without failure, there will be no progress. And it's fucked up, man, because you'll find, like I've been told that. Let me tell you the stories I've been told as far as money.
Let me do one thing. You listen to the Lavish and Coco podcast. Make sure you like us, share us, and subscribe to us, and tell a friend. And Lavish gonna pick the person that we gonna buy lunch for. He gonna pick the person. Trust me, we legitimate. We gonna do what we say. But J Bell, talk about that. Lavish is sort of like if somebody say, "Hey man, I need you to come tow this car from Flint, and I'll pay you $1,000." But you don't get the $1,000 till next year. Go ahead.
If that.
So now, am I a point in my career?
Yeah.
Oh, that car coming with me.
Oh, damn.
It's just like that, because it's been times when you coming up, learning the business, you do take those bumps, those bruises, those lessons.
Yeah.
You already done went to Flint or wherever the car is at. You did your job. You picked it up. You brung it back.
Gas and everything.
Right. And now they like, oh, I don't have it. And you like, what am I supposed to do with this car?
Right.
Yeah.
But now, okay, listen. I'm not gonna argue with you. You don't have the money. Fine. Call me when you get the money. I'm taking the car away.
Right.
And that's just it, because
do you add like a storage fee?
Absolutely.
Oh, good job. Good job.
Absolutely. No, because what happens now I done towed your vehicle.
Yeah.
I've done my job. I completed that. Now this is a whole second tow. Now I'm working again. Now I'm storing. Now I'm doing administrative fees. Now I'm doing state fees because I got to process it.
Ooh, I like that.
So now,
you know your craft.
I like that.
You know your craft for real.
So now we
going
state
fees. I got nervous. I just got my license back. Shit.
Because I'm not. You get to a point in whatever you do where you don't have time to play games, because it costs you money and it costs you time.
It does.
You done been there, and as you develop and you grow, it's like, listen, I'm not even about to argue with you.
Right.
I'm going to do it or I'm not.
Right. Listen, I'm telling you, bro. When I first started and I was starting to get paid for shows. Now, imagine when I first started, it probably 3 years before I got paid doing comedy. Like when I say paid, I'm talking about like $25.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That was like, because before I was just getting paid in food. Like, niggas would give me like, yeah.
I
got this pan of chicken for you. And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm in there like, I can't feed my family with this. And they're like, yeah, you kind of can. I was like, God damn, you right. But
Wait a minute.
yeah, I'm telling you. But it was a show I had did, and I knew the payment was $125, and I was super excited. You know what I'm saying? 10-minute set, and the show was packed. And what happened was the host at the time had a headliner from Detroit that I don't know what happened with that instance, but the host at the time told me, well, yeah, we didn't make what we thought we was gonna make.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's packed house in there. Yeah, but everybody ain't paid. So, you know what I'm saying? So
we gave away a bunch of comp tickets.
Yeah, that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I never question it, and I never worry about it. You know what I'm saying? I've been told that several times. And I like now that I was humble, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people like, man, fuck that, I'm going to get my shit. If you know what's for you, you know what I'm saying? No man can asunder. Like what's for you is for you. God has a certain plan for you, and don't worry about the bullshit that goes on, man. You can't react right now, because if you react right now, sometimes it won't be later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that part.
Yeah. So later on, when all these same people were auditioning and everything, including said person that was the host of the show, it was a little show coming out on Comedy Central by the name of Heart of the City.
No, that wasn't no little show.
Nah,
Kevin Hart went all over the country and handpicked comedians that he wanted to put on a international platform.
Yeah,
listen, let me say this.
Yeah.
Listen, Kevin Hart, y'all know Kevin Hart. Y'all might know him. You might have heard of him. Went all over the world and hand-selected comedians to be a part of this major project called Heart of the City.
Yeah.
My brother Jay Bell from here, Jeff Hortz, who else from here?
Mike Jeter.
Yeah.
Boogie out in Williams.
Yeah. And listen, let me tell you, it was comedians that was gonorrhea hot.
Yeah.
That they didn't make it.
Yeah.
Why they pick him?
I got a lot of that.
Why they? I mean, you know, nothing against you personally, brother, but I'm just saying, it was your time.
It was my time. Yeah.
And you had what Kevin Hart was looking for at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? And I never, you know what I'm saying, never thought in a million years, like, my homeboy had said something real quick, and I was like, because my time on the show, let's be clear, wasn't the longest. You know what I'm saying? It was like 3 minutes, which is a New York set.
That's a New York That's a Hollywood set. Yeah.
So I was just like, 3 minutes. I'm mad. And he was like, yeah, man, but you just did something. You just kind of skipped over your accomplishment. What were you talking about? He said, well, how many people you know that did Def Jam and Comic View? And I'm like, man, I know thousands. You know what I'm saying? Gang of motherfuckers. He's like, well, how many people you know did Comedy Central? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. He said, where comedy is built and what it's for on this network, it's hard for us to break in and get on that. And his brother just gave you an opportunity, and he paid nicely. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It was good. It was good for what I did and what I got. Absolutely.
Absolutely
Beautiful. And that's forever on your resume. I remember Lil Wayne said something like, he was like, no matter what they say about me, if I rob a bank or I shoot myself, they always gonna have to say Grammy Award winning Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard. That's an accomplishment, man. It is, it takes a lot to get there, but when it comes to the money in the comedy game, it's tainted, and you have to understand some things. You have to. I think I'm better versed now in understanding contracts and how to submit and what they're for, what they're actually for, what a writer is for. You know what I'm saying? Having what a deposit is for.
Man, listen.
Like that's the difference now. And sometimes I don't do shows unless I'm paid in full.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the bullshit. Like your show not, or your crowd not showing up is not my fault.
It is not my fault.
It's not my fault.
And you could tell the legitimacy of the person putting the show together, because you'd be like, well, listen, you could send me my deposit. You could either Zelle, we could Venmo, we could do all of that. Yeah. Oh man. Listen, bro, dig this here. Coco. So listen, sir.
And I'll tentatively put that in the calendar. And it's penciled in, but if something comes along and it may not be paying as much, I'm probably gonna take it because they done send me the deposit. And let's be clear, something about these deposits, people. That when you want to book a comedian, one, you can't tell a comedian that they charging too much for them. Like whatever you feel, that's like telling somebody what their worth is.
Come on, man.
If I feel like for this hour that you want, and I give you this price, this is what it is. And I do this now, like I'm cool with everybody, you know what I'm saying? But I'll send a comedian that's not as good or that's terrible to a show that a price that I feel that's terrible. I do that shit, but I'm doing it's a double-edged sword because now I'm giving an opportunity for a comedian to work. He's getting paid, and then I want you to see what your money just paid. That's $75 right there.
Yeah,
please don't offer that again to me.
No, don't be sending me y'all. Don't be sending me y'all.
No. I got you, Lavish.
Don't be sending me them, man. I'm trying.
You need that. That's good training.
Yeah, but you sending me that, like I've seen someone that's not as funny. I'm a $500 an hour type of guy.
Yeah, we ain't talking about towing.
Sir.
I could never do that if you was towing.
But you see what I'm saying? When you know your value and when you know your worth, people be talking to you crazy. Coco, so listen, we putting the show together, and we want you to come out. And I said, what do you want? You tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah.
Email. So this is what I do. Email me. Right. Send me an email. Well, listen. No, you listen.
Let me ask you: Is it wrong to get your money up front, or do the promoters
give me my deposit? And when I walk in the door, don't walk around with my money.
Don't have
give me my money when I walk in the door.
Don't hold me hostage.
Walk around with my money like this a drug transaction. Nigga, run my cheese, please.
Like I'm gonna leave before the show.
So when you say deposit, you talking about deposit when you get there?
No, like at least a month before.
Right. Okay. So give me the percentage that I asked for that will lock in. Let's be clear. This is what I want to say. The percentage that I asked for a deposit only locks in the time of that performance. Yes. So if you book me from 8 to 9, you're booking me from 8 to 9. Now I may get there at 7:45 because I'm a stickler about time. But after 9 o'clock, if you ain't started your shit, I'm gone.
That ain't my problem. Okay. Run my
That's where time and contracts come from. Yeah. We have this thing where it's like, well, yeah, can you give us some more time? Jake? We waiting for some. No, because I have another show coming up in 15 minutes that I got to get to. So y'all been slated for this time.
Or they'll tell you, you booked another show. Yeah, this is my business. Yeah. This is my business.
Because I'm only working for you for this time. You don't have me the whole night. So
how much we got to give you? You don't have enough money because I signed the contract with them. And your event was from 6 to 8. Now it's 7:45 and you want me to stay to 10. No, because I got to be somewhere else at 9 o'clock. This is business, sir.
That's all it is.
It's like a barber that cut hair. If you don't get to your appointment on time, you lose your spot.
That's it.
And you could tell the legitimacy of the person that you're working with when you tell them you have a contract, and that's what we got to do.
They get so nervous.
Oh man, listen,
man. So what we need cuz we just protect you and protect me.
And it depends on and this is another thing for me.
That's why I love having assistants.
If you call me or Josh call me or Mel call me or T-Barb, it's certain comedians that call me, I know my money's guaranteed. Mm-hmm. I know that. I know my money's guaranteed.
When you walk in the door.
When I walk in the door. Or they be like, send me your cash app. On my way, I get my money. Other people call me, I'm like, well, let me know when they want to do. I ain't gonna say their name. It was a comedian reached out to me to do a show, and the next day it was a whole flyer out. So had you
confirmed anything?
I bypassed them and sent a text message to the promoter. I said, hey, my man, dig this here. Boom, boom, boom. I said, we haven't confirmed anything. Well, so-and-so said, I said, listen, you got about 17 seconds to take this punk ass flyer down with my face on it, talking about hairliner. I said, we ain't discussed no money. I ain't got no deposit. Well, such and such said, I said, well, did you hear what I said?
What did I say?
The next call that you will be hearing is from my attorney. Don't play with me.
Please don't.
Well, okay, wait a minute, Coco, hold on now. No, because you're not respecting what I'm saying.
Right.
You used a picture that I didn't suggest you use because I would have sent you a promo picture. I don't know where you got this wanted poster picture from that you didn't put up. Yeah. You're not respecting the thing.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times, J. Bell, other comedians train promoters on how to treat you.
Yeah, that's true.
Being disrespectful. What you want? Who you want?
Oh man, he shouldn't be asking for that much. I'm gonna talk to him and get him for this.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if you talk to me, I'm adding 25% more.
You know the funny thing about your worth and people coming, asking and saying, "Hey, I want to talk to help." I want to holler. I have it so bad where my friends know. Well, if Lavish told you that, man, it ain't no talking.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
If he told you that, he probably gave you a great deal because he's not going to go down on that price.
That's just thoroughness. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Loyalty among sometimes. Man.
Because sometimes I would rather lose than to set myself up to take less than. Because if you feel that my price is too high and you negotiate me down, then you're always going to feel like you can negotiate me down.
Absolutely.
And then the next time, it's like, come on, man, you did it for this, last time.
And they tell everybody that they did. Oh, Lavish towed a car from Mississippi to New York for $72.
Man, I'm so okay with saying no to people. Like and me and my wife, we had this discussion. Shout out to my wife, peace. She's, as her being a poet, she's an amazing poet.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But she loves the craft. And a lot of the times I have become her husbander because I feel I feel how people want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just need one piece. Well, you know how empowering her pieces are? Like, you know what I'm saying? You have no idea what people have paid. And I'm not saying that you may have a budget of a university like she does all the time.
But still,
respect
you ain't going to
disrespect what she doing.
Oh, you just all she doing is one poem.
Man.
She still got to shower. She still got to make preparations. She still got to meditate. She still got to do all the stuff. So just because she doing one poem, don't diminish my preparation and my process.
Now you know I'm a poet too.
Oh damn, Lavish, you do everything, man.
Yeah.
Lavish be like, I've been a magician for 3 years.
And I cut hair in the basement.
You know I doodle
Matter
as
of
well.
fact, I tow your car and cut your hair while I'm towing your car.
Yeah, I
manicure. We talking about poet. I'm one of the black poets.
That's what's up, man. Yeah. I mean, you black and you do poetry, so
yeah, because you ain't one of the originals. Trust me.
No, I didn't say I was. I didn't say I was one of the originals. I said that I'm one of black poets.
All right.
I mean, there's no lie.
All right. You could be one of the mocha poets.
Yeah.
You know,
or one of the Nubian Negroes.
Yeah, one of the Nubian Negroes in Toronto right before Maya Angelou goes up. And goddamn, this nigga Lavish does everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, one more thing we didn't mention.
What's that?
When people call you to do a show, and it may be clean or it may be corporate, and and this is what the person saying. We need somebody to do a corporate show. Okay. Coco, you could do a corporate show.
Oh yeah.
Listen. Don't play with me.
Yeah, don't put me in a box.
Do you want me to send you my resume? And I'm not being arrogant, but do you
no,
want
that's
me?
Just real.
You want to vet me? I could send you some stuff because I've done stuff.
Hold on, get this
everywhere.
5-minute clip real quick. I mean, what? Man, come on.
Okay, well listen. What we want to do is I could do that. Well, we don't really want you to do comedy. We want you to. Okay, if I'm the Toastmaster, the MC, whatever I'm doing, it's the same process for me to do what I've done. What's the cat's name that used to be with is it Boudini Brown?
Oh, you talking about Ali?
Used to be with
Bundini Brown.
Okay, so his son, I think, is a commander or whatever in the Air Force.
Really?
So they did this big huge event at Cobo, and it was called Blacks in Government, I think, or something like that. Big event years ago. And they reached out to me to be the MC for the event. I'm talking about a major event. Like it was people coming in from all over the country. And I remember my boy was managing me, and I got there early, and we going over the introductions and all that stuff and everything. And I'm like, I'm ready. So the people that were there, some of them knew me, some of them didn't, So I'm doing an event and I'm throwing a little jokes in and everything. When I finished that event, I got so much work.
Come on now.
From that event. It was like, listen, I know you don't want to discuss business now, but take my card. Do you travel? I'm like, yeah. Okay, listen, we want to bring you because you are amazing.
Wow.
And listen, I reached out during the break to my kids, and my kids know you. They say you've been on television, everything.
Wow.
But it's just being able to do more than one thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's being able to present yourself in a way where you can navigate through the process and whatever. And this is a sidebar to female comics. Please don't try to sleep with the promoter.
Man, don't sleep with nobody.
You can't listen, you can't boo-boo where you eat. And
yeah, I often talk to female comedians like that, just like and I'm nobody's parent but my children's.
And get out but listen, quit squirreling around and get out their face. You are dancing all that. Yeah. He not gonna give you no more money. Matter of fact, he might take some money from you, and he ain't gonna pay you what you worth. And he gonna smash, and he gonna tell everybody that he smashed.
That's the part.
And them guts was trash. What if they was great? He's still gonna tell them that the guts was trash.
She had Belle Blunt guts.
Yes. My goodness. She had basement guts. Whatever you do, it's going to come back. And if you decide to sleep, let it be on your own.
Yeah.
But don't put yourself in that position. One more thing. While y'all watching the Chris Rock special,
Deion Cole got a cold one too.
Oh, listen.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Oh, that touched my soul.
Well, about his mama.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you a story.
What?
Okay, so and some more got a cold one.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I want to check that out. Yeah, it's hot.
Listen.
Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
For the female comics, and not just being a female comic, but she talks about the same things that we all talk about, but the intellect and the content is what's amazing. Yeah.
Because Samora talk about a dick.
Yeah.
But how she, no, for real, she will. But the how she, man, when she brought about the vibrator and having copper top children, she was having dreams and shit. That shit was funny as fuck, man. It was genius. Yeah. And she, like, it's okay. And I don't mean to jump on you, but It's okay to be nasty. Yeah. Just be clever. Yeah. Just be clever. Be witty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't go for the simple route of like, and I said like, yeah, because he looking at my ass. Okay, whatever. Like, what's funny about that?
Nothing.
Except for the surgery was terrible. That's what's hilarious right now.
You know,
it's terrible. Your BBL is busted. Shit.
You know, men get BBLs too.
I ain't even fucking with them.
They get both balls lifted.
That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell.
I know. It's a whole shit that goes.
Nigga even have a different walk with this shit.
They do. They pull them up tight too. They face be looking like this. Like they have Botox.
That's crazy, man. We gonna end up wrapping up this show.
I don't want to go.
Yeah, why? Because it's 1 o'clock.
It's 1 o'clock. It's
we having a good time, man.
We are having a good time.
You got a car to go to?
Yeah, I don't want to hear the boss's mouth.
Yeah,
about time.
I ain't listen. So
I mean, she just said she enjoying herself.
She's enjoying herself. You know, with time and
lavish
it's business, and you got to get the people that and
somebody sounds like they're in their feelings right now.
You know? He always in his feelings.
Hell, Lavish.
I'd be surprised when he's not in them.
Where'd you get the name for the company of Lavish?
It's a lifestyle, baby.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. He used to be pimping.
He loved to say that. When women be talking about, where you get the name Lavish from? Here you go. It's a lifestyle, baby. And I be looking like. So I gotta say a couple things. If you're interested in myself and J Bell coming in to do a comedy workshop, understand that you must pay us to do a comedy workshop. If you are a educator or you're a professor at a college, if you want us to come in and do a comedy workshop, you can reach out to us or whatever, and we will come in and do a comedy workshop, because all professionals use comedy as a way to lean, and Lavish too.
Lavish over here hitting on me, Coco. Lavish over here hitting on me.
And we all use comedy as a way to do what we do. So J Bell, I appreciate you. Matter of fact, when is your next show? Because you got one show this Thursday, as they say.
So every Thursday, me and my beautiful wife, we host the Open Mind Mic series at 267 Joseph Campo
in Detroit, Michigan.
Downtown Detroit. Open Mind Mic series is all about open mic, the artist getting on the stage, doing poetry, comedy, and music. We do it with a live band, and we feature artists each and every week. This week, we got the beautiful Heather J.
My girl.
Doing her thing, stand-up comedy. She's out in L.A., but she's from Detroit back home. So we got on that mic. And once a month, I do 2 once-a-month shows, one in Flint and one in Detroit. The one coming up in Detroit is March 18th. And headlining that show will be none other than my sister Coco will be on that show with the feature of D. Jones. So it's going to be a good time. I'll be your host.
Where's that going to be?
That's at the They Say on a Veneer. I do believe it's 17810 Veneer. You can look that up at theysayrestaurant.com, and you can get the tickets over there. Also, February 25th. March 25th. I'm sorry. March 25th, we are going to be in Flint at the 810 Comedy Improv. Headlining that will be none other than Coco. We working this month. Okay, how you doing? Lavish over there like, I can't tell y'all limo or nothing up there. No,
Lavish, you could come out.
You can come out today, say man, come out today,
and get on the mic
Yeah. Get
on the mic and introduce y'all.
No, I
do. I don't want to do a set.
You got that's the only options you got.
Come out. Matter of fact, if you go to They Say this Thursday, J Bell said he'll give you 5 minutes on stage.
Absolutely, no, he'll get 3.
Give
me 3.
I give him a hot 3.
Give me a hot 3. And I'm fine.
Listen, Coco, I'm gonna tell you something. Like I'm too a stickler to a point now where I don't care, because I know it's a lot of people that want to get up on stage.
Yes.
So like if you kind of go over your time and I hit you with the light, comedians know I'll walk up on stage and I stand right next to you.
You can.
Yeah. I had to. So you know how we feature.
Hey, let me be that guy. Let me push him off. Let me push him off the stage for you.
No, you got to earn your turn. I had to do that to the feature last week. Shout out to Jew Hall, my cousin, but it was like 30 niggas on stage, and they was all and the sunrise between your thighs, and I think about all the times that we used to spread pies.
What was they doing?
You make it easy, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm looking at the watch, and I'm like, all right, no, they killing it though. They ripping. You know what I'm saying? They ripping it. Everybody was on stage. It was Katrina Storm. It was Bam Mama Jamma. It was Ben Jones. It was Black. They had the crew. This is all like on some Artist Village shit, bro.
Yeah.
Poetry shit for real. It was dope, and everybody's loving it. But we still had some people to put up. So I'm sitting there and I'm kind of watching it. And I kind of slide my way up to the stage. I dap everybody up, and my cousin is in the middle of an erotic poem. And he was like, "And
no,
the
you
sunrise
didn't.
of your thighs." And I stood shoulder to shoulder with that nigga. Like, so you be smacking them thighs, cuz? Is that what you be? He was like, "Oh, it's my time." I said, "Nigga, you been on here for 45 minutes." Yeah, see, we done passed the bucket around me. I got you paid, but yeah, every Thursday, 8 to 11, man. Come on down, you're gonna have a good time, man. We got my band, man. The band's so dope.
I heard.
Oh my God,
I'm gonna have to fall.
Yeah, listen.
How can people get in touch with you, follow you on social media, and all of that stuff?
At J Bell Comedy, everything. The letter J BELLCOMEDY. J Bell Comedy.
And how can they follow your beautiful wife?
At Claretha Peace Bell. That's CLARETHA PEACEBELL. Claretha Peace Bell. My dad used to say her name Claretha. I'm like that. You sound
used to
creepy
do his
as hell.
hand. I know that hand.
Yeah. He ain't had no teeth either. So
okay. Okay. Listen. Make sure you follow us, like us, subscribe to us.
Yes.
Lavish is going to reach out to the person and send them the money for their lunch. We'll give you the name. We ain't playing. Make sure you check me out tomorrow at 8 p.m. On YouTube, Instagram, or whatever. I'm gonna be a guest on the Just Our Opinion podcast.
Stole.
With Robin.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, with Robin,
Yeah.
Ty, and we gonna talk about sex because Auntie got some stuff to talk about. I know you like Coco, you always talk about sex. No, we got to talk about sex because some of the things that I've been hearing, body fluids, fecal matter, and all that, that wasn't the sex that we learned about. And that's not look here, Otis. We gonna talk about sex.
It's just as long as it's wet and sloppy.
I'm just saying, cool, but somebody ain't out here front back drop. Somebody ain't doing that. If you know,
listen, somebody. I'll tell you the
can't
story
go from
tomorrow.
back to front.
No. This quick story. A gentleman inserted his finger into another woman's backside, and then put it in another woman's face, and she removed
in her booty.
Yeah, he put his finger in the one guy put his finger in the woman's butt.
Okay.
And went up to another woman with the finger, and the other woman licked the feces off the finger.
The doo-doo.
Okay. All right. You're a nasty bitch.
Okay. So listen, make sure you check out the Lavish and Coco podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a funky disturbance going on. And we love y'all. Listen, take it easy. God loves you. Yes. We ain't judging you. Take it easy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
You make it and the sunrise between your thighs. Well,
bye.
Oh, the street.